I'm Sarge Green. I'm a project director here at the California Water Institute at Fresno State. And the project director really means that I manage grants or I work on reports that help with water management strategies. I'm a water resources manager by training, and mostly what we try to help people with is try to improve their tactics or their strategies on conserving water or expanding the water or managing the water quality for that matter. The first big drought I was involved in was 1988 to 1993, and since that time we've had some pretty good wet periods, but it looks like we've actually been a piece of more of a 30 or 40 year drought. So from the early late 1980s, early 1990s, we have had a lot more dry years than wet. So I think we have been part of a longer drought. Like I said, the long-term record shows years of almost 100-year droughts. It has already been a natural disaster for some people, but the slow part is it's so uneven. Some people haven't been affected very much at all. Others have been affected tremendously. So it really is the mass. What point are we going to get before it really impacts a lot more people and then it rises to the level of a full natural disaster? But it has been a full natural disaster for some areas and some specific people in certain areas. The natural disaster will ultimately be that creep, that exactly what you said, is that it will, as long as it keeps on continuing, finally it will hit a point where it's just absolutely obvious that almost everybody has been impacted to some degree, and they'll recognize it, and then maybe there'll be some actions that we can do to prevent it next time. But with variability once again of climate, we just don't know. Energy and water are linked inextricably because it takes energy to lift water out of the ground, it takes energy to desal. Water can create some energy. The dams can provide hydroelectric power. And that's another very interesting impact of this drought, that people, about the natural disaster that's slow, once again, we're losing a lot of hydropower that is a very important part of the base load of energy in California. When those reservoirs are empty, they're not turning turbines to make electricity. So there's another slow natural disaster occurring.
Right.
Is our energy costs are going to go up because they'll have to burn more natural gas or more oil in the oil side to replace that energy. Yeah. And I will tell you that one of the slow disaster things that people don't realize is that local impact on food is one of the drivers for some of the ongoing conflicts in the areas that we're talking about right now. It's food. So one of the things that we don't understand about our slow developing natural disaster is if we can't contribute to the food supply, it has an impact all over the world in terms of exacerbating some of those global conditions that create the opportunity for conflict. So there are a lot of aspects to the slow natural disaster that people don't understand. We always, I think, is one of the most difficult things of all is for people to think about the future in a rational way. Even agriculture goes from year to year in many instances, although there's a lot of good planners everywhere, including in agriculture. But I'm worried about your future. You know, I want to make sure that there's something there for you in the future. So we have to manage water better. We have to manage agriculture in a sensible way, and we have to manage the environment in a sensible way. So we're just still trying to figure out how to do all that.